If you're not careful, you could be making this mistake with your cash secured put options. Now, not only is this going to harm your brokerage account, it's going to cause you stress, frustration, and for some people, it might even cause you to give up on options altogether. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what the mistake is and how to ensure it never happens in your account. So first, let me show you the mistake that is costing traders thousands of dollars. Now, selling cash secured puts is a lot like running an insurance business. If you think about car insurance, you would collect a small premium each month for every car you insure. But if a driver gets into an accident, then you're on the hook for a big payout. But insurance companies make consistent profits because they spread their risk across thousands and thousands of policies. They would never risk everything on just insuring one fancy car. But here's what I see all the time when people do CSPs. They run a one-car insurance shop, and that car is a Ferrari and it's driven by an 18-year-old with a trust fund. Let's look at the numbers. So imagine you've got a $50,000 account and you spot a $200 stock that you like. So you sell a cash secured put, and that means you're going to buy 100 shares of that stock if the price drops. So with a $200 stock, that's going to tie up 20 grand, or about 40% of your account on a single trade. And then maybe you're going to make $400 in premiums off of that trade, about 2% of your account, which sounds pretty good. But here's the problem with trading like that. You're acting like a one-car insurer. You are collecting that money every month, but if the Ferrari crashes, you're suddenly responsible for a massive payout. And the math here just doesn't add up because you're risking almost half your account to potentially make 2%. And that is a risk to reward ratio that would make any professional trader cringe. And here's what most people don't realize about what happens when trading like this goes wrong. Go back to the Ferrari insurance analogy. Here's what happens when that trust fund kid does the inevitable and then crashes the car. So let's say the $200 stock you sold the put on drops to $150. And trust me, this happens way more often than you would think. We only have to look back at April when the Liberation Day tariffs hit, or beginning of the year when we had the big DeepSeek panic in January and all the stocks like Nvidia, Broadcom, they all dived. Or just August of last year when we had the yen carry trade blow up and the whole market dropped 6% in a day. So now you've got your $200 stock and it's sitting at $150. So you've got a $5,000 loss straight away. And you collected the $400 in premiums, but that's a bit like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. And to claw back that $5,000 loss, if you're getting the same premium when you sell covered calls, $400, that's 12 straight wins, 12 in a row. And that's assuming the stock doesn't go down anymore. So this is what I call compressed returns, because you can spend months collecting these small premiums only for one bad assignment to wipe out all your progress and then some. And this is what really breaks new traders, because it's not just the financial loss. Because when you're staring at a big loss after adding up these small wins consecutively, your brain just goes haywire. You either swear off options forever and claim they're a scam, or even worse, you then double down on the strategy that wasn't working and you start making bigger and riskier trades just to try and win it back. And this is the real reason that a lot of options traders fail. They're not managing risk, they're gambling with their position sizes, and that's what wipes out people's accounts. So what do you do instead? Well, it starts with the rule that professional traders have known for decades. It's not about being right all the time or winning every single trade. Instead, what it is about making sure your losses don't wipe you out when you are inevitably wrong from time to time. So back to our insurance company analogy, successful insurance, they don't avoid accidents altogether, but they make sure they have reinsurance to cap their maximum payout. And so they never let one claim sink the whole company. And as a bonus for watching this video, you now know the ins and outs of the insurance business and how that works. But you can do the same with cash secured puts, because instead of getting reinsurance, you just use a stop loss on every trade. And that stop loss is just going to limit how much of your account is ever at risk. So let's go back to that $400 premium that you earned selling puts on a $200 stock. Now, instead of riding the trade all the way to assignment and potentially getting a $5,000 loss, instead, you just set up a rule in your brokerage account. If your put option that you sold jumps to $1,600, which is 4 times what you collected for selling the option, you're just going to buy that option back, take the loss, but you're going to close the trade. So now your max loss is $1,200, $1,600 minus the $400 premium you got paid, not that potential loss you could have had of $5,000. So it's like the insurance company saying, look, we'll pay up to 50 grand for damage on this Ferrari, but anything above that goes to our reinsurance partner. By doing this and by having a stop loss, your downside on any trade is capped. So instead of needing 12 wins in a row to recover from one bad trade, you only need 3 profitable trades to make back that $1,200 loss. And this is the difference between a strategy that you can do profitably for a long time and one that you do for a couple of months before it all blows up. Now, I've used this 400% stop loss rule for the last 6 years. And yeah, I do close some trades at a loss, but I never face those account destroying assignments that are going to completely wreck your confidence and your capital. And this is how you turn options trading from one step above gambling into a sustainable income strategy. You limit your downside and then the upside will take care of itself. And if you want to see exactly how I implement this stop loss strategy in my own account, including when to close trades and how to handle the psychology of taking those small losses, I've got another video linked down here where I walk through the entire cash secured put process step by step.